Hello. I wanted to jump on here real quick and talk about why I have comments disabled. It's really for security reasons. Several years after I was estranged from my sons, I had someone stalking me online, on all my social media, or any site I was on commenting. I didn't know who he was. I knew his name, but I didn't know why he was doing that. And so I had to do some digging. Come to find out, he was quite a bit older than me. He was in his 60s, and he was on one of my son's friends lists on social media. And he was also friends with my half-brother, who we don't have the same mother. I have siblings. We don't have the same mother. My dad's first wife died when she was 28 and left him with 4 children. And then my mom passed away at 37. So very, very tough situation. So a lot of the dysfunction in my family doesn't have to do with divorce or alcoholism or anything like that, but more with a young father being widowed twice and being left with young children. So I ended up finding out he was also like online stalking a police friend of mine. So this guy had serious mental health issues. He was on all kinds of medication, and he I don't think he could even work because he was mentally disabled and things like that. So I ended up blocking him. That was quite a while ago. And so he was, doing this because he was associated with my sons. So I keep real close tabs on any social media I do. I'm only in private groups and things like that. And then not very long ago, friends of my sons contacted me with they were concerned because of statements one of my sons, who has access to weapons freely, some of the statements he had made. And so it's just better for me if the comments aren't public. Like I said, I'm in private groups for parents where I interact with the parents on there. They're pretty careful about who they let in the groups. One of the groups I was in just had to stop allowing new members because estranged children had found the group, infiltrated the group, and they were making threats against the parents. They were trolling the parents, and it's a very ugly thing. So part of this, I'm pretty thick-skinned. I'm Gen X, and I was raised by a Mexican mother, and so I'm pretty thick-skinned, but I don't like my safety and security being threatened. The other thing is I'm guarding my heart from other estranged adult children who may want to harass. Since I've seen this, I've seen it on other forums, I'm going to guard my heart. I suggest you do that too. I'm going to read to you a Bible verse. It's Proverbs 4:23. And I've talked to you about having terminal heartbreak. So our hearts are really tender right now anyway. We don't need added conflict. We don't need harassment. But Proverbs 4:23 says, "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." That's one translation. Another translation uses the word guard. Guard your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life. Another one, keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. New American Standard Bible, watch over your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life. So it's really important that you guard your heart, not just your safety and security, but I definitely don't need to be trolled and harassed by these estranged children who just have serious issues. They are in serious rebellion, and I believe that many of them want to do as much harm as they can. And it's sad that it has to be this way. It's sad that we, believe, feel, know that we have to protect ourselves against our children. But I read to you a verse a couple of videos ago where the Bible talks about in the last days that children children will have their parents put to death. And I don't think we're far off from that, from what I'm seeing. And I would caution you to be very careful about what you post online, post in private groups, so that you don't place yourself at unnecessary risk. So, you know, I would love to have comments open and have questions I could answer and interact freely. The problem is when we're online, we really don't know who we're interacting with unless we know the people personally or it's a verified account. And that is an online safety thing. Like I said, I wish it were different. I wish we could interact. I wish you could ask questions and I could try to answer them. You know, I wish I could see comments of encouragement and things like that. But it is the world we live in, and it is the reality of the path our adult children have chosen to take. And it's a consequence, really, of their sin affecting us, and in a way that we have to take certain precautions. So I'm sorry about the comments. I do want to set up a P.O. box where I can get questions or correspondence sent to me. I do have someone who is going to, who's agreed to get the mail for me and to go through the mail. And if it's something threatening or concerning, they will turn it over to law enforcement, or they, you know, if it's something hurtful to me, they will pitch it. So they are going to help me guard my heart. So I just want to thank you for watching my videos and hopefully hanging with me, and we can help work on our hearts and our situation together. And you'll find some of the things I say helpful, some I'm sure are pretty silly, but you know, I might talk about Lord of the Rings more, Narnia, The Hobbit, you know, it might happen. But they would be valuable things or lessons I've learned from that. So again, thank you for your patience. Thank you for understanding why I cannot have comments open. And I hope you tune in for my next video. It's not gonna work.